So first off, I'm sorry, Sean Thomas. I mean no disrespect. This is just my constructive criticism. Hey, so I was doing a bit of research last night and I came across this Easter colouring book. I noticed that it hadn't had any sales and it was published on the 3rd of March. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to create a video showing you where I think the author has gone wrong in terms of cover design. And then I'll also create my own Easter colouring book cover within BookBolt so you can see the difference. And hopefully you like mine better. So first off, I'm sorry, Sean Thomas, the author. I mean no disrespect. This is just my constructive criticism. I personally love constructive criticism because it helps me to change and improve. And if you ignore it all the time, then you won't go far in this business or in life for that matter. Anyway, so I'll get into the reasons why I think this book isn't selling. So if we look inside, just so we can see a bigger picture. So straight off the bat, this cover gives off an unprofessional feel and the quality isn't great. There isn't any previews of the colouring pages from the inside put onto the cover. Now, I'm not saying that you always need to do that, but if your cover isn't eye-catching to the customer, then there's no way they're going to click on your book and try to find out what's inside. So you might as well put some previews on the cover to entice them. I think there's too much going on with the cover. Like there's too many different elements. It's just very busy and very chaotic to the eye. There's also a lot of dead space next to the word Easter, either side. They could have brought the word Easter to the same length as precious moments, just to fill up the space a little bit more. And these two white lines are different thicknesses, so that's just something my eye is drawn to straight away, and it looks unprofessional. The words colouring book are in black, and it stands out, but not for the right reasons. Because there's no other colour black on the page except for the outlines, it sort of looks out of place and it doesn't match with the rest of the book. Also, there's too many colours on the page. Your eyes are drawn to consistency and coordination, so sometimes less is more. Also, red on pink is not a good combination. You need contrasting colours to make the text pop. And I'm not a fan of the font. Also, they could have added an age range label on the cover so people would be drawn to that. Obviously, if the customer is looking for an Easter colouring book for their 5-year-old and your cover has a label that says ages 4 to 8, then that will draw them to click on your book. So I think that's it for the criticism. So I just want to say that I'm not a world-renowned graphic designer, but these are some of the flaws I find it hard not to see. And that's because I've designed over 1,500 books. So you do notice these things. And I'm not too sure where Sean is on his KDP journey. He may just be starting out. So there really is no disrespect. And when I first started out, I was making all these mistakes, plus even worse. So I'm sure he will improve over time. It's all a learning curve. Okay, so I've already got some elements and backgrounds here, which I picked up from Creative Fabrica. So let's start with a background. I found this one, which was pretty cool. Nice Easter theme. So we need to make sure that it covers the edge. I like to just make sure it covers one half, and then I will copy the other and bring it over here. Okay, so that's cool. And I like to do a little bit of color on the spine. Okay, and I'll make this a contrasting color. I'll make it yellow. Something like that. And then next up we want to add some text. And to make sure it's centered, I'll expand the text and make sure these two dots either side are sitting right on the edge of the border. And that will make sure that it's centered. So I'll bring it back into the size I want. And we'll put Easter. And then we can change the font. So you want a font that is a bit more playful. Maybe like this. That looks pretty good. So we can make that a bit smaller. And then we can make it a bit darker to make it pop a little bit more. Something like that. Okay, and then we'll bring it up a little bit. So I've got a few banners here just to break up the writing a little bit. So now we have the above text centered. It will tell us where the center of that is. So we'll do something like that. Make that a bit smaller. And then we can put the word coloring book on that. Make that a bit smaller. And then we can change the font to break it up a little bit. Okay, so that's center there. And as I was speaking about before with the other book, there's a little bit of dead space on either side of the word. So I'm going to try and make that a bit wider. Like that. And we need to get some consistency going with the colors. So these two are the same color. So we need something to match the background color now. So if I use this eyedropper tool, I'll select the same color as the background. So that's captured that. I'll just copy this, click on the font, and then I'll paste it in here. So that's the same color as the background now. So what we can do is add an outline to the text to make it pop a bit more. So again, we can take the same color as this font here, copy that, come down to the stroke, and then paste that in there. So something like that. So it pops a little bit more. So you see there's a curve on the banner. So the gap in between the text and the banner isn't consistent all the way around. So there's a big gap here, big gap there, and then it gets smaller. So what we can do is try and make this a bit more curved. So we select bridge, and then you can play about with it to make sure the gap is quite similar. Okay, so that already looks better, and then you can play about with it to make sure that things line up. So obviously that text lines up with the banner there. Okay, so next we'll just say it's for kids. Change the font again. And I've got one called School Bell. So obviously this doesn't stand out because it's the same color as the background. So I'll change that to the same color as the text Easter. Okay. And we can put a little outline around that if we want. Like that. Okay, so that's cool. And I've got some bunny ears here. So what we can do is sort of incorporate this into the text to make it a little bit more playful. So I'll probably pop that on top of the A. And you can arrange it to go behind like that. And I might put those on the back page as well, just to break it up. So I'll chuck those down here. And we'll have a barcode that will go here eventually. So I don't want to block that. And next up, what we can do is add some previews of the interior pages and put them on the cover, just to show the customer what's inside. So I'll go over to my Google Slides, and I just got these images off Creative Fabrica under the print on demand section. Obviously you can make better designs than these. This is just for an example. So what you'd do is you'd click on each slide, you'd download it, save it as a PNG, and then you can come back to BookBolt and then you can upload it. So I've already got them here. So next up, we're going to put these on the cover. Shrink them down. Make them a little bit smaller. Bring them up a little bit more. And then we'll put the last one in. Okay. And it's the little things like looking at the gap each side. So from this image to the border is the same each side. And you see this little dot here that is bang in the middle of this gap here. So you can tell that it's all centered. So obviously if your interior pages looked better than these ones, it would make your cover more attractive. But like I said before, this is just a quick example. So the other thing that I mentioned before was to put an age range label on the book, just so it targets the customer a little bit more. So we'll just create that now. So I'll go to the shape section, do a little circle, something like that, and I'll also copy it. So I'll make this one the same color as the font. And then what I like to do to create an outline around the shape, and then I'll make this color yellow. Copy and paste. Okay, so what I'll do before that is, because I want this to be the outline, this color, so I'll have to make it slightly bigger, like that. Then I'll put this on top. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so now I'll add some text to that. And again, we can make it the same color as the word Easter. Okay, and then we can change the font just to match the others. So I'll try and make it the same as the word Easter, which was this. Now I don't think that looks too good. The dash looks a bit weird for me, so I'll try and find something similar. That looks better. And finally, what we can do is add a stroke outline to all of these images here, just to make them pop a little bit more. So if we click on it, come down here to stroke width, and then again we can use the same color as the word Easter, like that, and then you'll see the outline start to appear. So we'll make a note that it's 64 pixels width, so we'll do that to the others. Just to make them all the same. And same again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Obviously, I'd normally put more time into this and make things look a little bit better. You could also do more with the back cover. You could copy this writing, put it over there, and then maybe you could add more pictures from the inside here, or a nice little description. So there's a lot more things you can do to improve it, but hopefully you see the difference between this one and Sean's one. And I'll click on download just so you can see the cover without all of the guidelines. Okay, so there's the finished product without all of the guidelines, so you can clearly see how it will look. And I don't think it looks too bad. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you like it better than Sean's, but different people like different things, so we'll see. I'll leave the links to all of the tools and resources I used in this video in the description below, including the eyedropper tool, Creative Fabrica, and BookBolt. Hopefully you can see how easy BookBolt is compared to using Canva. There's no need to download cover size templates and faff around making it transparent and all that business. So if you like the idea of saving time and being more efficient, then you can use the discount code money on the side for 20% off. If you have any questions about the video or anything KDP related, feel free to join my Facebook group, as that's where I'm most active. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.